My name is OJ Malonzo, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Strategic Accounts for AllCloud. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the recommended approach to establishing a Center of Excellence, one of the first steps in building out a governance model. It's important to understand that the progression of your Salesforce environment and scaling your business as your business grows is largely dependent on stakeholder involvement and getting the right people to drive change within the organization. This starts with identifying an executive sponsor, an individual or a set of stakeholders that can champion Salesforce from the top down. As we get into later in this video, we're going to be talking about change management and adoption, the person that will become of utmost importance to ensuring that messaging around Salesforce uses across the organization is communicated.
The executive sponsor will ultimately be responsible for decisions that are made across the executive steering committee. In our experience, there's typically two different stakeholder departments that need to work in tandem with each other. The first one you can see here is the Center of Excellence Technical Director, or the COE Technical Director. The Technical Director typically focuses on areas such as data and technology architecture. If Salesforce is a bigger part of a larger footprint, how does the data generated in CRM get integrated into another system, such as an ERP or a back office, and how does that data get pushed back into the application? Technical architecture, what other systems and applications become part of the overall technical stack to drive the business forward? If custom code needs to be used within Salesforce, such as Apex or Visualforce, or even Lightning components. Quality assurance and release management. Testing strategy, if there's things that are pushed into production, how often? What's the methodology for doing so? Are you taking an agile approach? Help desk support. Issues or tickets logged by internal employees, which could be related to Salesforce and other systems. On the right-hand side, you'll see the Center of Excellence Business Director, focusing on areas that are typically handled by the business. Things such as change management and adoption, ensuring users are trained appropriately and are enabled to do what they need to out of Salesforce. Training and deployment, developing collateral to onboard new employees. From a business process perspective, this is an important one because at times can be mixed in with technical process versus what does the business need to do to drive it forward. Ops support and reporting. What type of metrics does leadership and management need to see to make an informed decision? On the bottom, you'll start to see a number of different work streams, and these work streams really represent the different departments within the business that can be leveraging Salesforce. Sales, as an example, marketing, support, IT, legal, and finance. Once the teams are established, it's important to determine how often the steering committee meets. In general, the IT and the business COE directors are meeting with different business work streams on a pretty regular basis, sometimes daily or even a few times a week, really to gather feedback from all these respective departments and drive towards identifying what we call a backlog. The backlog is then derived from requests from the Salesforce user community and typically captured via help desk systems such as Salesforce using the cases object or something homegrown by IT. But one of the crucial aspects of having these two roles meet regularly is to map the business requirements and ultimately address them within the respective application. The steering committee meetings can happen bi-weekly or monthly, and depending on the frequency of how these changes need to be deployed in production. It's really essential for the IT and the business directors to work together and to prioritize what gets deployed into production and on the next release. In addition to that, being able to identify and discuss future roadmap items, what's coming in the next Salesforce release, and what are some of the topics and areas of improvement from the rest of the user community.
In summary, organizations can take advantage of managing their Salesforce implementation by internally building a foundation based on some of these principles. Although it's not necessary and may be doable depending on a resource availability, internally to have each role identified by individual person, it's important to work towards identifying someone within the organization or set of individuals that can play these roles, interface with the different business departments, and create a synergy across the entire steering committee so that change can be driven within Salesforce as your business grows. Thank you very much.